Welcome everyone, it's me Crhis, and in today's video I would like to start a new chapter in this survival series. So as I've just entered the industrial chapter, I'm going to step into a very new sub-chapter which is going to be the Age of Energy. But in today's episode I am going to make my first power plant which will be fueled with pumpkins and is going to make infinite amount of power. So just a follow-up on last video's project, I am done with my anthracite alloy factory and I have a small display here which displays items/minute and items/hours and the item quantity that went through that tunnel, but it is not really the valid number because I have thousands of anthracite alloys now. So I basically have 8,811 anthracite alloys. I upgraded the whole contraption just a little bit. I've added 2 sources of cobblestone and more washing parts. And just about that factory, I will use this gradient to make the building. Because I was watching B-Dubs and he is building in a pretty amazing style with a lot of texturing and a lot of details. And I was just inspired because right now I am building like this, so I'm also using textures and I'm also using different kind of blocks, but I think my buildings are too strict. So every building is following a rule like 3 wide, 5 wide. So I'm just planning to go a bit more freestyle and just, you know, make a really amazing looking factory. So I am just going to lay out the bases. I will do the entries here. And the base is done. So I'm going to make the walls now. I am just going to build the walls with this brick and then I will texture it. Alright, so I'm done with the layout of the building. I think it would look pretty good. I'm also going to add some wooden parts here, like a small tower or something. And I'm also going to add big barrels, chimneys and other industrial stuff around here. But now let's texture it. So I was thinking about adding the terracotta first. Okay, so I've made some texturing and it looks pretty weird at the moment, especially this side. But I try to make like a bit random, but at the same time it has purposes. So it is going from this dark brick color to this grayish cobblestone/anthracite stone pattern. And I think it will look even better with the roofs because yeah, it's strange. But it has this little drippy kind of style, like it's an old building and the rain washed down the red part of the bricks. I'm also planning to add brick texture stone blocks here. But basically, yeah, this is what it's going to look like. I think it differs just a little bit from the style, but after all, this is a factory building, so it has to look like this. And while I'm watching it over and over again, I believe it looks pretty good. So it's just a matter of how long you are looking at it. So yeah, I'm going to make the roofs now. That's going to be the hardest part. And I think the whole exterior is going to be done after that. Alrighty, so I'm done with the roof section and I think it looks pretty good now. I think B-Dubs would be proud of me. So basically it's my first building that is detailed like this, but I think at the end of the day it turned out pretty good, especially this side of the building. And I also like this small part with the stairs, with this small balcony. So now I'm going to add the big metal barrels and the chimneys and the other industrial stuff. And this is how it looks like after I've decorated it. For sure I will use more sophisticated lighting in the inside. I've also built this little water wheel because I think it adds to the whole. Since it's a power plant, we also have to display the old-time power sources. So in general, it looks like this at the moment. I think it also fits in. I honestly believe it is not bad. So especially if you're coming from the marketplace on this main road and the factory starts to appear slowly, I think it looks pretty nice. And I didn't put this building into the industrial area because I want it to be here so I can always check on it. And this is basically not a factory, but a power plant which will not create energy for Create, but for other tech mods. So it's time to set up our infinite energy source. Inside, I have a lot of engines which are actually RF generators, or in this case FE because Mechanism uses FE. And you can check my video that I have just made about the infinite RF factory, and I'm making infinite power with pumpkin. Yes, with pumpkin. So here I have my ultimate energy core. Please let me know if you know any other mods that are offering energy cubes or something that I can store a lot of energy in, because the recipe of these cubes are pretty expensive, but it is full. And as soon as I drop something into it or connect something into it, it will just refill automatically. I'm using Flux networks, and as you can see, there is a 71,000 FE buffer in them. So basically we have FE or RF. At the end of the day, it's still the same. So machines that are using RF can also be fed by this energy. Oh, and as you can see my inventory, I just had a raid recently. And this is basically all that I have had for today. I just wanted to make this power plant. I think it looks pretty nice, so we can take out the power plant line from our checklist and we can get to work with the gigantic storage system. So please follow me because it is going to be pretty amazing.